It's late. The house is quiet, settled into that deep stillness that only comes after midnight. You're reading a book or scrolling on your phone, and then you notice it. Out of the corner of your eye, you see that your dog is frozen, statuesque, staring intently at a completely blank section of wall. There's nothing there. No bug, no shadow, no stray light from a passing car. Just wall. His head is tilted, his ears are alert, and his body is wound as tight as a spring. A little shiver might run down your spine. Is he seeing something you can't? Is your house haunted? Before you call an exorcist, take a deep breath. Your dog isn't seeing ghosts in the way we think of them, but he is sensing them. He's sensing the scent ghosts of your home, the invisible, layered, and incredibly detailed stories written in smells that are completely lost on our weak human noses. To understand why your dog is mesmerized by a blank wall, we first have to completely change our perspective of the world. We live in a world of sight. Our brains are primarily visual processors. For your dog, the world is an ocean of scent. They don't just see the world, they read it, molecule by molecule. While we have about 6 million olfactory receptors in our noses, your dog has up to 300 million. It's a level of sensory perception we can barely comprehend. It's been said that we might notice if a teaspoon of sugar is added to our coffee, whereas a dog could detect that same teaspoon of sugar in 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So when your dog is staring at the wall, he isn't staring at a blank surface. He's reading a complex historical document, a bulletin board of past events, and a potential weather report for tiny creatures. Let's break down the hidden stories your wall is telling your dog. The first, and most fascinating reason, is that your wall is a library of time. Think about the materials your house is made of. Drywall, plaster, wood, and paint are all porous materials. They are like sponges, slowly absorbing the scent particles that float through your home every single day, for years. You might have painted over that wall 5 years ago, but to your dog, the scents of what was there before are still whispering through the layers. He can smell the ghostly echo of a previous owner's pet, perhaps a cat that used to rub against that very spot 10 years ago. He can detect the faint, lingering aroma of a spill that was cleaned up long before you ever moved in. It's the scent ghost of a spaghetti dinner from 2012, a phantom perfume from a houseguest who visited once. Each scent tells a story. Was the animal that was here before happy? Stressed? In heat? These are all complex chemical signals that don't just disappear. They bake into the surfaces of our homes, creating a rich tapestry of information. Your dog, with his incredible nose, can isolate each individual thread of scent. He might be trying to decipher a particularly interesting or confusing combination of smells. Perhaps the scent of a nervous squirrel that ran along the outside of that wall yesterday has mixed with the decade-old scent of a contractor's wood stain. It's a puzzle, and he's concentrating, trying to piece it all together. So while you see a boring beige wall, he's experiencing a multi-layered, sensory documentary of everything that has ever happened in that exact spot. It's not supernatural. It's supernatural. It's the power of an evolutionary masterpiece, the canine nose. But what if the scent ghost isn't from the past? What if it's from something very, very present? This brings us to the second major reason for your dog's wall staring. He's on pest patrol. Your home may seem sealed and secure to you, but to a host of tiny creatures, it's a bustling metropolis. The spaces between your walls are hollow highways for mice, insects, and other critters. And long before you ever see a single sign of them, your dog knows they're there. He can hear them. A dog's hearing is exponentially more sensitive than ours, especially at high frequencies. The tiny, high-pitched scratching of a mouse's claws, or the faint chewing sound of a termite colony, is like a blaring siren to your dog. While we hear nothing but silence, he might press his ear against the wall, trying to pinpoint the exact location of the sound. His intense stare is one of supreme focus, as he tracks the movement of the unseen intruder. He's not just staring, he's listening, monitoring, and mapping out the activity within the walls. But it gets even more detailed. It's not just about hearing. Your dog can also smell them. Termites, ants, and other insects emit unique pheromones and chemical signals. Rodents leave behind faint trails of urine and dander. To your dog, these aren't just pests. They are sources of fascinating, real-time information. He can likely tell how many there are, which direction they're moving, and maybe even what they've been eating. That focused stare is your dog gathering intelligence. He's your home's first line of defense, an organic, four-legged security system letting you know that something is amiss in a hidden part of your home. So if you see this behavior, especially if it's new and focused on one particular spot, it's worth taking a closer look. Check for any other subtle signs of pests that your dog was trying to alert you to. But the history of the wall and the presence of tiny creatures are still only part of the story. There is a third, more dynamic reason your dog might be staring at the wall, and it has to do with the invisible rivers that flow through your home. What are these invisible rivers? They're air currents. Your home is not a sealed box. Air flows in from outside, through tiny cracks, under doors, and from your ventilation system. And these currents are like conveyor belts, carrying microscopic scent particles from other rooms, and more importantly, from the outside world. The wall, especially an exterior one, acts as a sort of screen where these air currents stop, depositing their fragrant cargo. But what if this airborne news bulletin isn't just about a squirrel that was in the yard an hour ago? What if it's a live, breaking news report about a potential threat? Have you ever wondered how your dog knows the mail carrier is coming? A full minute before you hear the truck? He smells them. The air currents bring the unique scent of that person, their mailbag, and their truck right into your home. He's staring at the wall because he's focused on the point where that incoming scent information is strongest. He's watching the scent shadow of that approaching person get stronger and stronger. This is his early warning system. He might be detecting the scent of a rival neighborhood dog, a stray cat, or even a coyote on the prowl. He is standing guard, processing the data as it arrives on the wind, his stare a sign of intense calculation. Is the scent getting closer? Is it moving away? Is it a scent associated with a past negative experience? He isn't just staring. He's performing threat assessment. But let's flip that coin. It isn't always about a threat. It could be about anticipation. He might smell your partner or a beloved friend's car turning onto your street, and he's staring at the wall in rapt anticipation of the joy he's about to feel. The wall becomes his portal to the immediate future. But what if it's none of those things? What if your dog isn't smelling or hearing anything at all? Here's where things take a turn for the truly weird. Could your dog be staring at the wall because he is actually seeing something that you can't? The answer might be yes, but it has nothing to do with ghosts. Your wall may look blank and static to you, but to your dog, it can be a giant movie screen. A dog's eyes are built differently from ours. They have more rods, which means they are far more sensitive to low light and, crucially, to motion. That blank wall is the perfect canvas to display the most subtle plays of light and shadow that our human brains are conditioned to ignore. The reflection of a passing car's headlights, the faint flicker of a neighbor's television through your window, even the barely perceptible shadow of a tiny spider dangling from the ceiling can be a captivating drama for your dog. He is mesmerized by a visual world that is simply too subtle for you to notice. This intense stare might just be your dog, completely engrossed in his favorite light and shadow show. So we have scents from the past, creatures in the present, and a live feed of the future. But there is one more reason, and this one turns the camera away from the wall and points it directly at you. Sometimes, the answer is simpler, more brilliant, and far more personal. Because that intense stare at a blank wall might not be about the wall at all. It might be about you. Think about it. What happens when you see your dog exhibiting this strange behavior? You stop what you're doing. You walk over. You talk to him. You touch him. You give him your undivided attention. Dogs are incredibly intelligent social animals. They are masters at learning cause and effect, especially when it comes to their favorite person. He may have stared at the wall once for a legitimate reason, but in the process, he learned a valuable new command. Stare at wall equals immediate human attention. That stare is a tool. It's a quiet, clever request for engagement. He isn't being weird. He is communicating with you in one of the most effective ways he's found. He's asking for a walk, for playtime, or maybe just for a reassuring scratch behind the ears. So the next time you see your dog staring at the wall, pause and consider what you're truly witnessing. Are you seeing a historian, sensing the faint echoes of the past? A pest control expert, listening to the secret life within your home? A security guard, analyzing the airborne news of the neighborhood? Or a film critic, captivated by a drama of light and shadow only he can see? Or are you simply seeing a genius who has turned a blank surface into a direct line to the person he loves most? The wall isn't a barrier. It's a canvas for his incredible senses, a portal to his world, and sometimes a beautifully simple invitation for you to join him in it. His world is so much richer than we can imagine. Understanding them is a lifelong journey, and every stare, every wag, every quiet moment is a new page in the story. If you want to decode more of the incredible secrets of the animal world and deepen the bond you share, join our pack. Subscribe to